Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pasachade Satari. Amagiana Timiranda Sadiana, Janasalaka, Chakshulametam, Janatasma, Sri Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Mano Vistam Sapitam Janabutale. Swayam Rupa Kadaman, Vedakiswa, Padantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Kaunitananda. Shri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gauda Bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Rupa Goswami ki jai. Nana Sastra Vicharanai Kanitpuno Adharana Samsaka Lokena Vita Karuna Tribhuvanya Manya Saranya Kara Radha Krishna Padara Vinna Bhajan Mandena Matariko Mande Rupa Sanatana Ragayu Sri Jiva Gopalakao Mande Rupa Sanatana Ragayu Sri Jiva Gopalakao Mande Rupa Sanatana Ragayu Sri Jiva Gopalakao. I offer my respectful obeisances to the six Goswamis, namely Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatt Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who are various partners scrutinizingly studying all the revealed scriptures for the aim of establishing eternal religious principles for the benefit of all human beings. Those they are honored all about the true words, and they are worth taking shelter because they are absorbed in the mood of the gopis and are engaged in the transcendental loving service of Radha and Krishna. Rupa Goswami in his Bhakti Dhira Damodara Swami gave 64 qualities of Krishna, 64 transcendental qualities of Krishna. And also in Bhakti Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma also described Lord Krishna has 64 transcendental qualities. And they are all named. The names are given. So Rupa Goswami said that Lord Krishna has beautiful features of entire body. Beautiful features of entire body. The whole body is beautiful, 100% beautiful. Krishna's body is marked with auspicious characteristics. Krishna is extremely pleasing, and Krishna is very effulgent. He is very strong and ever youthful. Krishna is a wonderful linguist. He is truthful. Krishna talks very pleasingly, very sweet. Krishna is very artistic. Yes, he is extremely clever. Krishna is extremely clever, very clever, extremely clever. He is very expert, grateful, firmly determined. So I'm sorry. Krishna is truthful, talks pleasingly. Krishna is very fluent, highly learned, highly intelligent, a genius, artistic, extremely clever, expert in everything. Krishna is grateful, firmly determined, an expert judge of time and circumstances. Sees and speaks on the authority of Vedas or scriptures. Pure, effulgent, Krishna is self-control, steadfast, forbearing, forgiving. Krishna is grave, he is self-satisfied. Krishna possesses equilibrium. He is magnanimous. Krishna is religious and heroic, compassionate, respectful, gentle. Krishna is liberal. He is very shy. He is a protector of surrounded souls. Krishna is a very happy person, always joyful. He is very, very happy. Very happy. He is a well-wisher of devotees, controlled by love, all auspicious, most powerful, all famous, popular, partial to devotees, very attractive to all women, all worshipable, all opulent, all honorable, a supreme controller. His Krishna is changeless. He is all cognizant. He is ever fresh. He is Satchidananda Vigraha, possessing an eternal blissful body. He is full of knowledge, possessing all mystic perfections. He has inconceivable potency. Krishna is unchangeable, Krishna has uncountable universes. No, uncountable universes generate from his body. He is the original source of all incarnations. He is a giver of salvation to enemies whom he kills. He is an attractor of liberated souls. He is a performer of wonderful varieties of pastimes, especially his childhood pastime. He is surrounded by devotees, endowed with wonderful love of Godhead. He can attract all living entities all over the universes by playing his flute. He has a wonderful exchange of beauty, which cannot be rivaled anywhere in the creation. So these are the 64 qualities of Krishna. And we'll look at some of them. Let's look at some of them. Krishna is pleasing. Krishna is very, very pleasing. Beautiful bodily features which automatically attract the eyes are called ruchira. Listen. Krishna possesses this attractive feature of ruchira and his personal features. In the third canto, second chapter, verse 13 of Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a statement about this. The Supreme Personality of Godhead in his pleasing dress appeared at the scene of the sacrificial arena when King Yudhishthira was performing the Rajasuya sacrifice. All important personalities from different parts of the universe had been invited to the sacrificial arena. And all of them, upon beholding Krishna there, considered that the Creator had ended all of his craftsmanship in the creation of this particular type body of Krishna. The same thing is said in the fourth canto in connection with Dhruva Maharaj. In the fourth canto also says the same thing. So Krishna appeared before Dhruva Maharaj. He said that of all the things that Brahma created, this is the best one. There is none which is equal to this. Brahma didn't create Krishna's body, but looking on our platform, on our level, we know that in the material world here, everything here is created by the Brahma. But the Krishna body is not created by the Brahma. Considering that we are here in the material world and this is our level, Dhruva Maharaj concluded that of all the things that Brahma created, this is the perfection of his creation. This is the perfection. Because the Krishna body is very beautiful, beautiful and attractive, so pleasing. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is mentioned when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not different from Krishna, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is passing in the street, it is very difficult for people to remove their eyes from seeing him. Anybody who sees him will stop moving and just gaze on him. And they have one mantra which they chant. Oh, what a beauty. What a beauty. They constantly chant this mantra and they say, what a beauty. That is Krishna. It is said that the transcendental body of Krishna resembles the lotus flower in 8 petals, namely his face, his 2 eyes, his 2 hands, his navel, and his 2 feet. The gopis and inhabitants of Vrindavan used to see the luster of lotus flowers everywhere, and they could hardly withdraw their eyes from such a vision, as I just mentioned. See? In Chaitanya Bhagavat, the same thing. But people cannot remove their eyes from Krishna. We don't have that experience because of the dirtiness of our heart. When we become pure, our eyes have become purified. We have the same experience that we will find it difficult to remove the eyes from Krishna. Because, like the gopis confess, the gopis said, there is nothing left to be seen. There's nothing to be seen. There's nothing. His eye have nothing to see except the form of Krishna. And therefore they condemn Brahma. You are imperfect. You are imperfect creator. They say you are imperfect creator. Why did you create the eyelids? Why? Because you made the eyelids, the eyes blinking, and that blinking is impeding our seeing for Krishna. So you are a foolish creator. You don't know how to create. You should go back to school to go and learn how to create. The gopis chastise Krishna in this way. So the chastise of Brahma. Why did you make eyelids? But the eye is blinking, so we don't see. Just a moment blinking. The gopis are very disturbed with the Brahma. And they chastise him seriously. Because Krishna's body is very, very beautiful. Very beautiful. Ever youthful. Krishna is ever youthful. Youthful. Ever youthful. Krishna never aged. Never aged. It's the same. Our charity they describe like Krishna. You will see Krishna from Kaumara to Poganda and to Kaishara age. Krishna never goes beyond Kaishara age. Never. He stopped there. And this Prabhupada said, even though Krishna lived in Dwaraka, got married, got children, grandchildren. Krishna is on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. That time Krishna was already 125 years. But he is ever youthful. Although Krishna is the oldest person, he is the youngest person. That we have never seen in this world. Someone is old means what? It means he's old. He's old. That is the language. He's old. But Lord Krishna, there is nothing like old age for him. He's never old. He's always youthful. Krishna is beautiful at his different ages, namely his childhood, his boyhood, and his youth. Out of these three, his youth is the reservoir of all pleasures and is the time when the highest varieties of devotional service are accepted. At that age, Krishna is full with all transcendental qualities and is engaged in his transcendental pastimes. Therefore, devotees have accepted the beginning of his youth as the most attractive feature in ecstatic love. At this age, Krishna is described as follows. The force of Krishna's youth was combined with his beautiful smile, which defeated even the beauty of the full moon. He was always nicely dressed, in beauty surpassing even Cupid, and he was always attracting the minds of the gopis, who were thereby always feeling pleasure. Why the mind of gopis is mentioned? Because they have attained the pure love for God. They have pure love for God. They have pure love for Krishna. Therefore, they are the one who will enjoy Krishna's ever youthful and blissful nature. Conditions of who does not see this beauty cannot feel it. Even when we come before the deities, of Krishna, and Krishna is so beautiful, he's standing there. We don't look at Krishna, we see the ornament that is on Krishna's body. We will look at the ornament. Oh, beautiful dress. Oh, Krishna is gorgeous. Krishna is gorgeous. Krishna is beautiful, not because of the ornament. The gopis doesn't see Krishna's ornament. They always see Krishna. They only see Krishna. We see the ornament of Krishna's body. The importance of ornament is the object that wears that ornament. So because we are ugly, we want to beautify ourselves by using ornament. Well, Krishna wears ornament to give importance to the ornament. The ornament Krishna wears becomes important only because of Krishna. But we are important because of the ornament, because we are ugly. So people spend a lot of time to decorate their bodies so that they will become beautiful. And still they're not beautiful. So it's ugly. But Krishna beautifies the ornaments which he wears. In fact, Krishna himself, to confirm this, Krishna himself told Srimati Radharani, your body is extremely beautifully sweet. Therefore, the ornament that has no value, they should not be on the body because they are covering your beauty. Actually, I always feel like that. I feel that the deity is not be dressed because the clothes they cover the beauty, but Krishna and Srimati Radharani, they accept our service. Otherwise, how are we going to be purified? If you don't do service for them, how are we going to be purified? Just for our own sake, they have to inconvenience themselves to be covered by our so-called dress. But because it is a service for them, and that is our connection with Krishna, rather than Krishna, they accept it for our benefit. Yes. Wonderful linguist. Krishna is a wonderful linguist. Srila Rupa Goswami said that a person who knows the languages of different countries, especially the Sanskrit language, which is spoken in the cities of the demigods, as well as other worldly languages, including those of the animals, is called a wonderful linguist. It appears from this statement that Krishna can also speak and understand the languages of the animals. An old woman in Vrindavan, present at the time of Krishna's pastimes, once stated in surprise, "How wonderful it is that Krishna, who owns the hearts of all the young girls of Brajabhumi, can nicely speak the language of Brajabhumi with the gopis. While in Sanskrit, he speaks with the demigods. And in the language of the animals, he can even speak with the cows and buffalo. Similarly, in the language of the Kashmir province, and with the parrots and other birds, as well as in most common languages, Krishna is so expressive. She inquired from the gopis, as to how Krishna had become so expert in speaking so many different types of languages. You notice that everyone prays to Krishna in our native language, except those who speak speak other languages. So everyone prays to Krishna in his or her language. So Krishna look for interpreter. Krishna never look for interpreter. Krishna hears all languages because they all came from Krishna. He is the owner of everything. So anyone can speak to Krishna in any language, and Krishna will not look for somebody to interpret the language. In fact, Krishna hears better when we speak in our language to him than another language. That is Krishna. Wonderful linguist. Lord Krishna is very, very truthful. Very truthful. A person whose word of honor is never broken is called truthful. Krishna once promised Kunti, the mother of the Pandavas, that he will bring her 5 sons back from the battlefield of Kurukshetra. After the battle was finished, when all the Pandavas had come home, Kunti praised Krishna because his promise was so nicely fulfilled. She said, "Even the sunshine may one day become cool, and the moonshine one day become hot. But still, your promise will not fail. Similarly, when Krishna, along with Bhima and Arjuna, went to challenge Jarasandha, he plainly told Jarasandha that he was eternal Krishna, present along with two of the Pandavas. The story is that both Krishna and the Pandavas, in this case, Bhima and Arjuna, were Kshatriyas, warrior kings. Jarasandha was also a Kshatriya and was very charitable towards the Brahmanas. It was Krishna who had planned to fight with Jarasandha went to him with Bhima and Arjuna in the dress of Brahmanas. Jarasandha, being very charitable towards the Brahmana, asked them what they wanted, and they expressed their desire to fight with him. Then Krishna, dressed as a Brahmana, declared himself to be the same Krishna who was the king's eternal enemy. This is Krishna, very truthful. He explained himself to Jarasandha. I am your eternal enemy. Even though I'm dressed like a Brahmana, but actually I'm your eternal enemy. So Jarasandha laughed. You are a coward. I will not fight with you. Arjuna, you are a small boy. Bhima, all right, we'll fight. So in this way they fought. And by Krishna's mercy, Bhimsena killed Jarasandha. Krishna is a pleasing talker, not just a linguist, not just a linguist, he is a pleasing talker. A person who can speak sweetly even with his enemy, just to pacify him, is called a pleasing talker. Krishna was such a pleasing talker that after defeating his enemy Kaliya in the water of the Jamuna, Krishna said, "My dear king of the snakes, of your presence have I been obliged to banish you from this place." Kaliya was residing within the water of the Jamuna, and as a result, a back portion of that river had become poisoned. There were so many cows who had drunk the water had died. Therefore, Krishna, even though he was only 4 or 5 years old, dipped himself into the water, punished Kaliya very severely, and then asked him to leave the place and go elsewhere. Krishna said at that time that the cows were worshipped even by the demigods. And he practically demonstrated how to protect the cows. At least, people who are in Krishna consciousness will follow in his footsteps and give all protection to the cows. Cows are worshipped not only by the demigods. Krishna himself worshipped the cows on several occasions, especially on the days of Gopastami and Govardhan Puja. Yes, Krishna is a pleasing talker, very pleasing. If you have studied Bhagavad Gita very carefully, you will see how Krishna nicely presented his words, so beautifully presented, so sweet. So sweet. Krishna chooses his word. He is called Uttamasu. He describes he uses a special word to describe the Krishna because Krishna also has a special way of speaking, so pleasingly, so sweet, very pleasing that it goes straight to the heart and make the heart enlivened. So he is a pleasing talker. Not only that Krishna is a pleasing talker, he's a linguist, a pleasing talker. He is also very fluent in speaking. Krishna is very fluent, very, very fluent. A person who can speak meaningful words and with all politeness and good qualities is called Babaduka or fluent. Babaduka. There is a nice statement in Srimad Bhagavatam regarding Krishna's blessing in speaking politely. When Krishna politely bade his father, Nanda Maharaj, to stop the ritualistic offering or sacrifice to the rain god Indra, a wife of one village cowherd man became captivated. She later does describe the speaking of Krishna to her friends. Krishna was speaking to his father so politely and gently that it was as if he were pouring nectar into the ears of all present there. After hearing such sweet words from Krishna, who will not be attracted to him? Krishna's speech, which contains all good qualities in the universe, is described in a following statement by Uddhava. The words of Krishna are so attractive that they can immediately change the heart of even his opponent. His word can immediately solve all of the questions and problems of the world. Although he does not speak very long, each and every word from his mouth contains volumes of meaning. These speeches of Krishna are very pleasing to my heart. This is true. This is very, very true. Just one word. You see, our charya, just one word from Krishna, our charyas can explain it in many ways. Many ways. Just one word from Krishna. So pleasing to the heart. As Krishna himself said, he was speaking to the gopis. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna promised, I shall reward everyone according to how we surrender to him. I will reward accordingly. Because everyone follows my path in all respects. Oh, Arjuna. Then Krishna realized that the level of the gopis surrender to Krishna was so much so that Krishna has nothing to repay. He has nothing to reward. There's no way he can reward them. So what did Krishna do? Krishna speaks very sweetly very sweetly to the gopis, very sweet. Krishna said, my dear gopis, my dear till Western gopis. You will not hear this kind of words. Huh? Oh, my dear till Western gopis. Thin West. The way to where the gopi is very thin. I cannot repay your work, your service. I cannot repay your service. Therefore, my dear, sweet, beautiful lady, let the good work be your payment. The gopi is like, see, the payment for you is your own work itself. And the gopis lamented. See this boy, he speaks so sweetly that who cannot be happy hearing him speak? When he spoke, we believe him. We don't know that even his sweet speaking is for cheating us. But what can we do? That is Krishna's sweetness. Although Krishna is speaking so sweetly, the gopis said, even that is cheating. But his cheating is also very pleasing and very sweet. Yes. Not only that. Not only that. You remember when the Lord Shiva gave a boon to Brikasura? And Brikasura wanted to test it on Lord Shiva's head. Lord Shiva was running to many places. Brikasura followed him because his determination was to kill Shiva so he can take his wife. So Shiva was running. Wherever Lord Shiva ran to, he followed him. So finally, Lord Shiva went to Lord Vishnu. He met Krishna. Lord Krishna saw his dear friend, Lord Shiva. And behind him, the Brikasura was coming. So Lord Krishna, first of all, smiled, which is one of his qualities. Lord Krishna smiled very beautifully, very sweet, and very charming at Brikasura. Just by that, Brikasura's intelligence was lost. His intelligence was dismantled. And then Krishna spoke very pleasingly to him. Very pleasingly, Lord Krishna said, my dear Brikasura, why you believe this man? Why do you believe this man? This man has no house to stay. Look at his dress. Look at his dressing. He's so poor, he cannot even dress himself very nicely. See, look at my garland. See my garland, so beauty, by gigantic garland. Look at Lord Shiva's garland, skulls. Eh? This person who stays under a tree and stays with the hobgoblins, if he has power, he would have created a big mansion for himself. He has no power. Why you believe such a powerless person? Can't you see? Can't you see? Eh? Look at him carefully. Can't you see? Why you believe this person? He has no power. I tell you the truth, my friend. I tell you the truth. That you will see that Lord Shiva has no power. Just touch your own head and you'll see that nothing will happen. Speaking so sweet, so sweetly, so eloquently, very cleverly. Lord Krishna charmed him by his big smile and his sweet talk. And the foolish demon touched his head, and that was the end. He died. Hare Krishna. Krishna is a sweet talker, eloquent talker, and very pleasing talker. This is Krishna's position. Very pleasing. Yeah? See his Krishna consciousness so pleasing. See his holy name so pleasing, so sweet. See his prasadam so sweet. Look at his Bhagavad Gita. Look at his Bhagavatam. So sweet. So one experience devotees say Krishna is Madhura. Everything about him is Madhuri. Therefore, he is what? The ocean of sweet. Hare Krishna. Sweet Krishna Bhagwan ki jai.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for transporting us in the transcendental world of Lord Sri Krishna by describing his transcendental qualities. So I have one question, Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Guru Maharaj, you mentioned the point that the transcendental body of Lord Krishna is so beautiful that we don't require own homage to beautify his body.
Yes.
But we, conditioned soul, we, like you were mentioning, when we have darshan of the deity, we look at the details, how the ornaments have been set, how the dressing are very attractive. So how we can transform our vision from a material perspective to that level that you are aiming, Guru Maharaj?
We should constantly hear these 64 qualities of Krishna. So hear regularly.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Because if we hear these regularly, then what happens? This quality, they become attractive for us. And as we continue to meditate on them, we become purified and all this quality will manifest. Then we will not see it materially again, we'll be seeing spiritually. For us to see spiritually, we have to transcend material nature. To be able to transcend that, we should carefully hear about these qualities of Krishna and speak about them. Let us speak about these qualities of Krishna. Let us hear these qualities of Krishna. We can also perform drama of these qualities of Krishna. You can remember them. And this will become a source of our purification. There's nothing more than this. This is Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is Amrit. Krishna Katha Amrit Sindhu. Yes. Nectarian ocean of Krishna's qualities. This is the way. Stretching it to be in juice. All right. Pranahari Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Dhanvat Pranam Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Maharaj. Very nice this thing, qualities you have mentioned about that. We heard so many times, but something different. You always say something different. That's what I like it. Yeah. Maharaj, I heard that, and I just want to know that also, that when we serve Krishna well from our heart, mind, and soul, the beauty of Krishna increases, and also we get some of the qualities. Is that true?
We just mentioned, yes.
When
mentioned that we don't need to dress Krishna or dress him materially. We don't need to dress him because their beauty is so much that even our dressing will cover their beauty. But for them to give us service so we can do that and meditate on that, they allow this to happen. Why? Because when we do this, we get purified. Yes.
Yes, Maharaj.
That's how we get purification.
Yes, Maharaj. True.
If we don't have this to do, then how are we going to get purified? Harada Sakura can sit in one place and chant 64 rounds continuously, not 64 rounds, continuous 24 hours chanting. Harada Sakura can do that because he's already on that platform. The Goswamis, they can live under trees and continuously serve Krishna, but we don't have that quality. So what is the hope for us? Sadhana is the hope for us. Sadhana. That's our hope. Therefore, Krishna created all these wonderful processes. He came here and demonstrated his wonderful activities, unlimited activities. And not only that, Krishna empowered his expansion yesterday to write everything down. Not only that, then he sent devotees to speak about them continuously so we can hear. You see, this is Krishna's wonderful qualities. Yes.
Yes, Maharaj. Maharaj, what is the Maharaj? Sometimes we say the absolute nature and of the Krishna and transcendental form and quality. So, what is the difference actually? How do we understand absolute nature and transcendental nature of form and quality?
Absolute means that which cannot change. Absolute. It doesn't change. A Christian's call it. So you say absolute truth. It doesn't change. That we are all eternally part and parcel. Cannot change. Not that you're going to be changed one day. A Christian is the supreme person Godhead, and he's the beginning of everything, he's the middle of everything, and in the end of everything. That you cannot change it. That's absolute. Absolute truth. That absolute personality is transcendental because of his spiritual qualities. Transcendental means that he's beyond our material negatives. He's beyond. What we see, feel, or think, or remember here, Krishna is beyond that. Krishna is beyond our senses, beyond our intelligence, beyond our minds. Beyond. Transcendental. He's beyond, not only that, he's beyond ourselves, the spirit soul, because we are jiva. He's beyond that. He's superior to us. That's transcendental. Does it make sense?
Yes, very much. Thank you very much for making it clear. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna Maharaj. I'll ask you some, if you have the time will allow later on, I want to ask a question regarding the chanting. That's later on. Once everyone finished, then I'll ask you a question about the Haridas, how he chants actually.
Yes, can ask because you have 3 minutes left.
Okay. So, Maharaj, basically that, I try to increase my rounds, but I have a fixed number of rounds. Now, during this period, I increase my round to X number. And the times, like I find the last 20 rounds, it's so very difficult for me to do it. Initially, initially is okay. I come to the level, but last this is, like sometimes it goes beyond my time, and to how to that, reduce that and how to get into that perfection actually.
If you are concentrating, it will not be difficult to be sweet. So it's not bad thing, but Krishna is showing his love by letting us know that we need to work on it. That is the message. Not as a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But Krishna wants us to understand something. That's Krishna's nature. He's very, very kind. He always shows us his kindness, his love. But sometimes we misunderstand it and think, oh, it's very bad. Oh, I'm wasting time. No, Krishna is showing that there's something we need to learn. It's something we need to adjust. That is the message. We should give more attention to it. Then you will not look at the time, and it will end very sweetly. If you think that no, I should chant more, I should just chant more, because it's very sweet. When it's something very sweet, you don't want to give it up. Yes, that is the message Krishna is passing through. So we pray that with the blessing of Lord Balaram yesterday, so tomorrow will be different. You can chant better. You'll enjoy it better. All right?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Sugadev Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my prostrated obeisances. Thank you very much for the wonderful class, beloved Gurudev. The class was very, very thought-provoking. Guru Maharaj, it is you, like you said in the discourse of your class, that the Lord, when we put ornament on the Lord, the Lord beautifies the ornament, but we put ornament on ourselves to beautify ourselves. Now, the question is, when we go to the temple and we see the deities of the Lord, or we see the arti of the Lord being performed and the gilam being put over the face of the Lord, the beauty is very there. It is very, very captivating. But the moment we step out of that temple zone, or the moment we step out of that holy zone, it becomes difficult to make the mind to continue meditating on the beautiful form that it has seen. Just like we hear about the beautiful pastimes of Krishna, or like when we open the Srimad Bhagavatam, we open the Bhagavad Gita, or we read Krishna book, we hear about the beautiful pastimes of the Lord, and immediately we feel so joyful, so happy. But the moment we close the book and we go out, we associate with one or two people, what we've had, what we've heard, it becomes difficult for us to continue the continuous meditation of what we've seen, of the beautiful form of the Lord we've seen. Or just like, for example, we just finished worshiping the Lord and beautiful arti and everything, and the moment we go out to work, the environment of the people around us is very toxic, like, they start saying something and we also get upset. So how do we come to the balance in this, beloved Gurudev, like to maintain the transcendental qualities of the Lord that we've seen, we've heard, to maintain it, to have this conscious meditation of it all the time, even though in the midst of situations of people that it makes it difficult to continue this meditation?
Okay. If you get a call from your wife, if your wife calls you, and you're in the middle of your duty, your service, and you're talking with clients and attending to people, and you got a call from your wife, and she said, "Darling, do you know I have just prepared? I have just prepared for you lasagna, prasada." And I'm just waiting. My eyes are on the road, waiting when you will appear physically, and I will personally serve this with my hands. Will you forget it? In the middle of your business and talking, and will you forget it? Why? Why? Because that thing actually enter your head and get stuck there. Therefore, wherever you go, even when you are driving, even somebody standing before you will not see the person. You are always seeing the wife, the loving wife who has prepared the lasagna waiting for you in the house. And she's just counting how many minutes remain for you to come. You don't forget it. In fact, if somebody is talking something again to you, you will not hear. Is it not true? Because we allowed that to enter into the heart and it's stuck there. But for Krishna, it doesn't happen like that because we don't have the same feeling. While we are doing the arti, while we are hearing, while we are also seeing, taking darshan, we don't have the same feeling. But while we are reading Krishna's pastimes, we are hearing Krishna's pastimes, we don't have the same feeling. Therefore, as soon as that pastime is over, we forget. So that's the problem. Therefore, we should be attentive. While we are hearing, while we are reading, while we are doing the services for Krishna, we should be very attentive. That will remain with us. In fact, it will remain so much so that in the sleep, we will have it also. And His Holiness Bhakti Dhira Damodara calls that mindful sleep. Mindful sleep. So mindful Krishna consciousness. All right? Does it make sense?
Perfectly, Gurudev. Perfectly. Thank you very much, beloved Gurudev. I'm grateful and joyful.
I hope you have lasagna too.
It's pizza. Thank you very much, Gurudev.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisances. We are having one more question from the chat box from Pallavi Mataji. Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. How can we make our speech pleasant since most of the conflict aroused due to that?
Then we should study the scriptures very nice. To study. So you can go to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, text 15. You go to Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, divisions of faith. Text 14 describes the austerity of the body, 15 describes the austerity of the speech, and 16 describes the austerity of mind, or vice versa. So we can study it. That will help us to know how to be mindful of our words. I will also read Srila Bhakti Dhira Maharaj's a spiritual warrior book, and he talk about being mindful. And he described that when we speak very harsh, When we speak harshly, it's like we are stoning someone with bricks. When we speak very sweetly, very pleasingly, we are showering lotus flowers on the person. Which one do you prefer? The stone or lotus petals? Which one do you prefer? Pallavi?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, lotus petals.
Therefore, if you expect us to do that to you, you should be showering us with the lotus petals, so also can be showering you with the same thing. That is the nature, the nature's way. So in this way, we can program ourselves. I should not speak unpalatable things to people. Even if I'm provoked, I should practice to control my speech and speak sweetly like Krishna. And I should continue to hear about Krishna qualities, describing a wonderful quality, because we have 50 qualities of Krishna. After the 64 qualities of Krishna, we have jivas, we have 50 of it. They are covered over, so we should awaken them by strong sadhana. All right.
Srila Gurudev, we have one more question. Does Krishna take it as a burden when he feels he is unable to repay the debt of his few devotees? And
Yes.
the second, we have a second part. Should I say it?
Yes.
The second part is, and is he really able to free himself from such burden?
Yes, he did. He did. Krishna took it as a debt, as a burden, that he must pay it off. Therefore, Krishna came back as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to pay that debt. In Chaitanya Lila, he was said to pay that. He made the gopis cry for him. He made the gopis lament for him. He made the gopis to faint for him. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he cried, he fainted, and he lamented seriously. In that way, he paid the price for causing his unalloyed devotees who have sacrificed everything, who have given up everything, including their own personal prestige for Krishna. Krishna came and paid it off. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bhakti Dhira Damodara
Sure.
Hare Krishna.